Everybody says MiniMax H3 is the budget 2K video king, and I spent weeks trying to find the cracks. Some charges stuck, and one of them could cost you a whole afternoon. MiniMax H3 claims top-tier quality at bottom-tier prices. The only question is whether those claims actually hold up when you push it hard. Alright, one of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. So claim 1, MiniMax H3 delivers native 2K output for less per second than competitors charging more for 720p. Here's the number that matters. You're generating a 15-second 2K clip and your competitor's tool charges 0.24 every second at a lower resolution, which works out to $3.60 a clip before you've even looked at quality. Does H3 actually undercut that? I pulled verified July 2026 pricing, and here's what actually happened. MiniMax H3 at 2K costs $0.14 per second, while Cdance 2.0 at 720p runs $0.24 per second. So a 15-second clip comes out to $2.10 versus $3.60, and H3 is giving you higher resolution for that lower price. The live route drops it even further to 0.13 per second on shorter shots. This charge is dismissed. MiniMax H3 genuinely delivers 2K video at a lower per second cost than Cdance's 720p, pulled straight from the source, so the pricing case is about as clean as it gets. That's one of one claims holding up so far. I know that pricing gap because I've been living inside these tools long enough to know when a number is real and when it's marketing math. If the cost math has surprised you too, drop it in the comments. Okay, so claim 2. MiniMax H3 delivers 70 to 80% of Cdance quality at 30 to 40% of the cost. That's the claim everyone's repeating in the community right now. You pay $2.10, you get outputs that are nearly as good as what costs nearly twice that. And if that's true, it's a pretty obvious choice. But nobody's actually put matched outputs side by side to prove it. The cost ratio holds up. H3 is roughly 42% cheaper per 15-second clip, and that's consistent across community reports. But the 70 to 80% quality claim has no matched head-to-head outputs in any source I checked. So the quality side of this equation is directional at best, not proven. The catch is that quality is genuinely hard to score without matched outputs, and nobody's published them yet. But the cost gap is real and verified, and community sentiment on H3's output quality is consistently positive. So the value case is strong even if the exact percentage is fuzzy. This charge partially sticks, the price side is solid, but the 70 to 80% quality claim is unverified because no matched comparison exists, which puts us at one claim, fully confirmed, one partially confirmed, 2 claims in. Now, claim 3. MiniMax H3 generates natural character movement that outperforms LTX 2.3 on basic dialogue. You've seen AI video where the characters look dead inside, eyes glazed, movement stiff, and you can't use the clip for anything. And that's the failure mode this claim is supposed to fix. H3 says its motion is different, so let's see what the leaderboard and community actually say. I checked the artificial analysis leaderboard as of August 1st, 2026, and MiniMax H3 sits at number 2 in text to video, with community reports consistently praising its natural character movement and realistic reactions, and users saying, competitors look dead in comparison. A direct LTX 2.3 head-to-head I couldn't find in any source, so the leaderboard rank and community consensus are doing the heavy lifting here. This charge is dismissed. A number 2 text-to-video ranking on an independent leaderboard, plus strong community consensus on natural motion, is enough to call this one and that puts us at 2 of 3 claims confirmed, 1 partially confirmed. So the pricing and motion claims are looking solid, but we haven't touched the editing leaderboard claim or the multimodal reference limits yet. And one of those two is where the real surprise is. Because knowing H3 is cheap and looks good means nothing if the workflow you're trying to build runs into a hard wall. Claim 4. MiniMax H3 ranked first for audio-inclusive video editing across 6 artificial analysis preference pools. You're editing a clip with synced audio, and you need a tool that handles the full package, not just raw generation. So a number 1 ranking on an independent leaderboard across 6 preference pools is a bold claim. Let's see if the data backs it up. I checked the artificial analysis leaderboard as of August 3rd, 2026, and MiniMax H3 is sitting at number 1 in video editing, plus number 2 in text to video, and number 3 in image to video on the same leaderboard, with independent press confirming the top editing rank. That's a clean sweep across all 3 categories on one independent benchmark. Charge dismissed. The number 1 video editing rank is independently verified, and that matters a lot more than a product page saying so. 3 of 4 claims are confirmed now, 1 partially confirmed, and this one was the clearest win yet. Claim 5, MiniMax H3 handles up to 12 multimodal references simultaneously. 12 files in a single generation request, that's 9 images, 3 videos, and 3 audio tracks all at once. And if you're building a complex shot with multiple reference materials and the tool caps, you at 2 or 3, your whole workflow breaks. Does H3 actually let you throw 12 files at it? Press confirmed specs show MiniMax H3 accepts up to 9 images, 3 videos, and 3 audio files in one request, 12 total, with file size limits of 50 MB for video, 30 MB for image, and 15 MB for audio, and your prompt can run up to 7,000 characters. The one catch baked right in. Audio has to travel with at least 1 image or video. You can't send audio alone. Charge dismissed. The 12-file multimodal limit is press confirmed, and the specs are specific enough to trust. So that's 4 of 5 claims confirmed, 1 partially confirmed, and the multimodal story is genuinely strong. Alright, so where does MiniMax H3 genuinely shine? Pricing, full stop. 2K output at 0.14 per second beats Seedance's 720p at more than double that rate as number 1 in video editing on artificial analysis, number 2 in text to video, and it takes 12 multimodal references in a single request. For budget-conscious creators doing short clips, this is a really strong tool. Now, where does MiniMax H3 fall short? Speed. 57 minutes to generate a single 15-second clip on an RTX 5090 is not a typo. It also needs 12 gigabytes of VRAM and 43 gigabytes of RAM, which rules out most consumer setups, and it caps you at 15 seconds per clip, so anything requiring longer form content is a non-starter. Get MiniMax H3 if you can wait for your clips and you're watching every dollar, because 4 of 5 charges were dismissed, and the per second cost at 2K is genuinely hard to beat. Skip it if you need clips fast or your hardware doesn't have 43 gigabytes of RAM sitting around. One thing MiniMax H3's marketing doesn't say loudly, that 57-minute generation time was on an RTX 5090 with multiple references loaded, so consumer-grade hardware will run slower, and if you're planning to batch generate clips overnight, your actual throughput could be 1 or 2 clips per hour, not per minute. So now you know where MiniMax H3 stands on cost and quality, but if you want to see how its closest rival actually performs on price, the next video to watch is Seedance 2.5 versus VO3, which picks up right where this one leaves off, and the cost comparison there is pretty interesting.